So it's tied 1-1. And this is pretty cool, actually, because I was scared after the way that first game turned out that Violet was going to sweep them.
No. I mean, all that the first game came down to was the third. It was the third. It was the denial of the third and the choice of strategy. Game 2 was actually pretty decisive for hendralisk. Now, Hobo Station. Oh my god.
Oh my god. What a map.
What a map indeed. And the reason I'm saying oh my god is because of builds like what Violet's doing. This Nathaniel.
What is he doing? He stacked his workers.
Yeah, he stacked his workers.
He stacked his workers.
For a second.
It looked like he had less drones because they were stacked so well. What a god.
For a second there, I thought it was a 6 pull. I was like, what?
What if you did a fast worker scout and your opponent stacked his workers together so that so well, it looked like you only had like 5 workers, but you actually had 10.
Oh my god, that would be sick.
Be like, where's the spawning pool?
Yeah, you'd be like, where's the spawning pool? And then you couldn't find it.
Oh, you know what? He's going to do something cheeky anyway.
Yep, there it is. It's a 9 pool.
Wrecked.
Is hendralisk going to account for this? I think so. I mean, this is the map where you account for 9 pool, right? This is the map that has...
This is a 9 pool map, I would say.
Oh, absolutely. It has the shortest rush distance of any map in the map pool, aside from way station, close positions on way station. So early pools are pretty common here. I actually prefer 8 pool to 9 pool because even if they go for a pool first, which I think hendralisk will probably go for on this map, you can most of the times deny the hatchery with that. With a 9 pool, not so much. If the drones are pulled and the micro is good, I think he can hold his hatchery. Now the thing is, you know, drone stacking can actually buy you a load of time. So, for example, just take a player like Sue. He will usually drop his hatchery off of a 15 hatchery at 201.
Right.
I cannot do it faster than like 204. You know, that's 3 seconds. 3 blizzard seconds, but still 3 seconds. Violet is going to move across the map. So the point I'm trying to make is this is, you know, like thanks to his fantastic drone stacking, this could be a little bit faster, perhaps in between an 8 and a 9 pool. To most people anyway. hendralisk will have to pull drones, about 7 or 8 if he wants to defend against this.
But it's holdable.
Yes, but the only issue I have is how quick hendralisk gave up his hatchery during the last game. So I hope that he's not willing to do the same thing as easily. I think that pulling drones is the clear choice, and he does. Just 6
So ideally, Violet doesn't just want to cancel his hatchery though, right? He wants to do a little bit more than that.
No, that's what he's looking to do. If he can cancel the hatchery, he'll be in a good spot. But if he cannot, then hendralisk will be in a pretty good spot. It's a little bit greedy by hendralisk to only bring 6 drones, to be quite honest. 7 is the number I prefer. And even 8 or 9 would be better than 6. As is, 6 is just not going to be enough. Great micro from Violet so far. Going to pick off a drone, and now the hatchery will fall no matter what. He's lost too many links, and now he's forced to pull more. If he cannot save this hatchery, it's as good as game over, I think.
This is pretty crazy. He's moving these zerglings around. I think he's got it, Cats. He picks off the hatchery. There's still quite a few drones down here that, I mean, they're not going to really do too much unless you can somehow box all these zerglings into one small area, and doesn't really look like it's going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Violet smartly just pulling back. He's like, okay, I have my hatchery finished.
So what does hendralisk do? Like, what do you do?
I mean, that's the thing. It's about what he did. He chose to save his hatchery, and he was not able to. If it was the case that the hatchery got cancelled and he didn't pull drones, he would be in an okay spot. Not a good spot. Violet would have gotten away with it, kind of like all right, you didn't go hatch first. Well, anyway, I managed to make something happen out of it, and maybe I have a slight lead or a slight disadvantage. But in this case, since hendralisk is heavily committed to saving that hatchery, he's just in a terrible position. I mean, what can he do, Nathanius? He's got to do something crazy. I mean, I could tell you what I would do.
What would you do?
I have no idea, actually. I think my brain only works when I'm in the game for that kind of thing. But either way, it would be incredibly hard to win for anyone against a player of the caliber of Violet from this position. So.
All right, so let's talk about what Violet's going to do. Does he doesn't need to do anything crazy. He's going to get gas, so I guess he could just go to Zergling speed. Can he afford to be greedy enough to just get a lair?
I think he's going to go to Link speed. Getting lair is one of the ways that, you know, like one of the things that's going to give hendralisk a potential timing, and I don't think Violet wants to do that. I think he wants to play it safe, even dropping a Spike Roller. Now, if Violet plays it too safe, then that will be a ticket back for hendralisk. Let's not forget that hendralisk is playing gasless, so he will be able to catch up on the drone count, but he will be behind in tech. Violet is getting a Baneling Nest. Now, if Violet, for example, commits to something like a Ling Baneling attack and is not able to do damage, and that's what he's doing, by the way, then that's how hendralisk gets back in. If hendralisk managed to get a third queen and block that ramp in time, which doesn't look like will be the case, not for this. Oh, there would have been if this queen wasn't out.
What is this? This queen was a bit adventurous, I think, Paulo.
Yeah, a little bit too adventurous, perhaps. So the queen will get picked off alongside a few circlings. Nice transfuse on the circling, but yep, the queen will go down, and that's not good news.
What, Violet's gonna make Banelings? What is?
Yeah,
this is gonna be a really difficult hole.
Imagine that queen with the other two in the ramp. Pretty much nothing gets through.
Yeah. Oh man,
that's pretty unfortunate. If that happened, then the game is pretty much equalized, or even with a slight lead to hendralisk.
Hendralisk forced to pull drones. The Zerglings get on top of the South Queen, the top Queen. Zergling speeds done, and Banelings rolling. GG. Violet takes the series 2-1. You know, so as someone that doesn't play Zerg, right? It's almost my job to make horrible reads and calls whenever I have to commentate this matchup. But I really feel like there's a couple of interesting things that you mentioned. And I thought the coolest part was when you says not about what he can do, it's about what he chose to do. How do you is it only on that map that it's that difficult to save your hatchery that you need to bring so many workers to do it?
I mean, it's extra difficult, right? Because the Lings arrive a little bit early. That's the power of the early pulls on that map. But for that exact same reason, most players will not hatch first on that map. It's either early pull or 15 pull, and the early pull is more powerful, but the 15 pull is, on paper at least, the counter to it. So I think that hendralisk should have pulled a few more drones if he was going to look to save that hatchery, or try to, and I think he would have been just fine. Even pulling drones a little bit earlier is not the worst idea, even if they're waiting for the Lings to arrive. You know, you just gotta make sure you save that hatchery, and then you're in a great spot.
All right, I'll take it. Good series though for I'd say. Yeah,
pretty great series, back and forth for sure. Unfortunate for the Canadian hero hendralisk, and Violet, I believe, goes 2-0 in his group so far with a victory over Mini Racer early on. So congrats to him. The next match we will have on this stream is going to be Scarlet against Trap.
Yeah, Scarlet against Trap.
Can you believe it?
No.
I can.
I mean, they're in the same group, so I guess it's believable.
Right.
I was just thinking about how Trap is not perfect in this group so far.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. We'll have to see. Can Scarlet take out the Korean? The only Korean in this group, aside from Polt, who's kind of American, so.
Yeah, he's pretty much American. So
yeah.
We'll be back with that. Stick around.
Let the feeling come.